Hello, my name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are beginning my very first throwback book club vlog where I'm rereading the entire Hunger Games series. So, thumbnail complete, and I am reading the Hunger Games series for my book club that I host with Danielle from Danielle Reads, the Throwback Book Club. It is probably at this point too late to join for this series, but we will be reading another series next, so stay tuned to find out what that will be, and you are welcome to join. I will link the Discord down below. And I don't have much to say in this intro, except that these are what I'm going to be reading. I'm so excited. The first three, or the original trilogy, will be rereads for me, and then I never actually read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I'm super excited to read all of them. And I'm also super excited to watch the movies, and I will include that in this vlog as well, because I definitely watched the first two movies. I don't think I ever watched the Mockingjay movies, and obviously I haven't seen the new one. I don't know. I haven't seen the new one, so I'm very excited to read all of these and watch all the movies and take you along on this journey with me. So I am about this far in to the first book, and I'm loving it. It's so nostalgic. Like, I read it so many times. I don't even know how many times, because I loved this book when I was a teenager. And it's just like every little bit is like, oh, I remember that scene. I remember that scene. And I'm going to watch the movie tonight with my friends in the Discord. So I'm really excited. I was hoping to have this finished before I watched the first movie, but it didn't happen, but that's okay. I've read it before, so I know what happens. I just got to the part in the book where they're about to go into the arena. So we've got all of the setup, and we're there. I'm really excited to watch the movie tonight, and I don't really have a ton to say, but I'm loving it. It's so fun, so nostalgic, so fun. So, yay! Hello, excuse the washing machine going, but I did finish the other night. Yesterday. I finished The Hunger Games book 1, and I loved it. It honestly, it holds up. And I like it even better than I did when I was a teenager, I think, because there's so much setup of knowing what's going to happen later in the series, but also having kind of more of a deeper perspective on what it means to rebel against an oppressive society. I just loved it. I think it's excellent. I think it's excellent. And things that bugged me when I was a teenager, like the love triangle, I see the purpose of so clearly. It's very, Suzanne Collins really did that. She really did that. So, we are moving on today to Catching Fire, and I actually am about to start a 24 and 48 reading challenge. For the next 48 hours, I'm going to attempt to read for 24 whole hours in that time. And so my lofty goal, is to maybe finish this whole series, or at least finish Mockingjay by the end of these 48 hours. I do have the audiobooks on Everand as well as the physical books, so that's what we're going for. Sorry if the camera's shaky, my arm is tired. But yeah, that's what we're going for. 24 and 48, finishing this series. We're gonna go for it. I will check in when I can. Just finished Catching Fire. It's been a whirlwind. I'm 6 hours into my 24 and 48. I love this series. They're so good. I'm more obsessed than I was at age 12. They're so good. I'm gonna get in the bath and start Mockingjay right now. I just finished this one, and it's definitely my least favorite in the series just because of all the action sequences that feel like they have less emotion than they do in the previous books. Like, it's just the least engaging to me in terms of my personal taste as a reader, as someone who doesn't like action sequences. But it was my least favorite when I was a kid, but the reasons I didn't like it, I have come to understand now. Like, spoilers, big spoilers. I'll probably put spoilers in the title of this vlog. But I used to hate the fact that Prim died because I was like, that makes it all pointless. That makes the whole series pointless. But that's the point. That, like, that's what war is. It's senseless violence. And it became something so much bigger than Katniss and Prim. And I see the importance of that. And I also see, like, it was a little bit hard to read in places. It was a lot hard to read in places because of certain things that are going on in the world right now, and parallels that I can see from this to other real world situations. But it was good. It was a good finale to the series. And I'm going to read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes next, which I have not read before. So that'll be new to me. The other three were a reread, but that'll be new to me. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. So we shall see. I definitely don't think it was necessary. Like, I think that this trilogy is so strong on its own that the fact that there's another one I don't love just in concept. But we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so firstly, I did successfully complete my 24 and 48. So I did read for 24 whole hours within those 48 hours. I finished 5 books? Is that true? No, I finished 4 books. So I did finish all of the books for this vlog. So the first one we need to talk about, because we haven't talked about it yet, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I listened to this almost entirely on audio. The other 3, I didn't like the audiobook narrator, so I read those all physically, which I think was a good choice. But this one, the narrator was different, so I read this one on audio. It's super long, so I think that was the best choice. And I ended up giving it 2 stars. I found most of it to be quite boring. I did not connect to Snow, and I didn't like that we were being asked to connect to him. You know, like, I didn't feel for him, and I didn't like that the author wanted us to feel for him. I think it could have been interestingly done in terms of, like, evil people were not always evil. At one point they were kids. But, like, in this, it didn't work. It didn't work. And I thought there were parts that were really kind of overdone. Like, I thought the, spoilers ahead, having the tributes in the zoo and being cared for by a veterinarian, I thought that was just, like, kind of ridiculous. Like, it was just, like, weird. And then the fact that Snow, like, hated Mockingjay so much for kind of no reason, that was just, like, a little bit too on the nose for me. So I did not like this. I also think it was not necessary. I feel like she wrote it so that she could make another movie, and it just, the original trilogy is so good as a package, and then this just not necessary and not good. So that's where I'm at with that one. So to recap this vlog, we have a 5-star read with the first one. Very solid. This is my favorite in the series.
Well, it's tied for my favorite in the series. I think it just is such a good little package on its own. It's just fun. This one's just fun. This one also gets a 5-star for me. This actually might be my favorite in the series. When I was younger, the first one was definitely my favorite, but I really appreciated this one on the second go around, how we still have the same kind of not lighthearted's the wrong word, but we still have that kind of funness, but we're starting to get all the elements of the rebellion coming in, and Katniss is starting to realize, and I think that was really interesting and well done. And then we have a 3.5 star, not because this book is bad or even like worse than the other ones. It's just my particular style. Like, my enjoyment is not in the action sequences, in the military, in the war plotting. So I enjoyed this one less, but I don't think it's any worse than the others. And I think as a package, like as a series, it's a 5-star series. And then we have this one, which I gave 2 stars. Because I don't think it's good and I don't think it's necessary and it shouldn't exist. So, there we go. And here we have them all. I really enjoyed rereading these. I have only watched the first movie at this point, but we're going to continue. We're watching the second movie tomorrow night, I think. We're going to continue rewatching the movies. I have just loved, I'm so glad that the Throwback Book Club gave me the opportunity to reread these, and I'm so excited to continue rereading old favorites with the book club. So if you want to join, next time in March and April, we're reading the Beautiful Creatures series, which was another old fave of mine that I don't think is going to hold up as well. So if you want to join us for that, I'll link the Discord down below. And yeah, comment down below if you read these as a teenager and if you've reread them recently and if you thought of them differently. Or if you have not read these, tell me what your favorite series as a teenager was. And I will see you in the next one coming soon. Bye.